always great chatting with my next guest, Vanessa Demopoulos, who's back in action. Jinh Yu Frey coming up here, UFC Fight Night next Saturday. Vanessa, how are you?
I'm so awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How did everything go today with training? We see you live on location at the gym.
Yeah, training's going really, really well. So right now, this is like the final week of prep and putting all of like the finishing touches on things and just having a good time along the way. I love smiling and laughing and just being excited. So that's my vibe right now, and I couldn't enjoy life more.
I think that's always your vibe, isn't it? You're always in a good mood, always positive, always happy. Just saying, it's a good thing. So that's awesome.
Thanks. Thank you.
When did it look like you got a full camp for this one? When did you find out?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't even know when we found out because, yeah, I have had a complete camp. We've known about this fight for quite a while. Definitely quite a while now. Yeah, I believe it was like around like the beginning of March almost, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I imagine right amount of time off in between fights, right?
Oh yeah, perfect amount of time off. Yes. Especially after something like so major, and I definitely got to like rest, relax, decompress, have some fun in between, and then get right back into camp mode, which was wonderful.
Didn't you go away or something after your last fight, or did you took a little bit of time off, right? I remember you got to enjoy yourself with your friends or something you were telling me?
Yeah, I went over to Tulum. That was fun, and I had some fun on the beach for a little while. Then I did a little bit of traveling in between. I went to LA for a little bit, which was like going back home almost, because like I lived in LA for 3 years, so I got to go see a bunch of my friends, and yeah, just enjoy life.
You're going back to Cali, as LL Cool J says, right?
Going.
You know that song, right?
Back,
yeah,
back
exactly.
Cali.
You had to have played that in the car going in, I would imagine. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been right. So there you go.
I missed out because I didn't. I missed out.
Before we talk about your opponent, we just had the UFC card on the weekend, 275. Your division, there was that big fight between Weili Zhang and Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I know Weili got to spend some time at Fight Ready before this last fight, so I'm sure you at least knew about her a bit. But what did you think of that knockout? That was incredible.
Oh my gosh, nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. It's always the punch that you don't see coming. But like, man, like that was so amazing to be able to watch that and cheer for her. She had such a rough year, fighting Rose back to back. First one getting KO, and then the second one losing by a full decision. So that was like really difficult. I can't even imagine. And then to watch her just like overcome all of that adversity and get such a glamorous knockout like she got. I mean, how awesome is that? Like for anybody watching that fight, anybody who understands that kind of a journey, like how awesome is that? And then just knowing her, she's like in person, one of the sweetest humans you could ever meet. So it was really cool to watch.
Were you surprised Joanna Jędrzejczyk retired after that fight?
No. I thought that she was retired initially. So then to see her come back and then fight, I was surprised that she only came back just for that one fight and then retired again. Because was she not retired previously to that fight?
She didn't like officially announce it, but you're right. She was off for 2 years. I think people kind of thought maybe this is the end. But yeah, so that's why it was a bit weird that she came back and then obviously retired sort of right on the spot. Like that was the plan all along. Maybe she wanted to come off a win. Maybe that was it. I don't know.
Maybe. But I think it is amazing because she is such a talented individual. So just to know that she's going to like provide so much more to life outside of the cage. Because we know she's always going to be somehow, she's going to be a pinnacle of the division forever, whether she's a part of it or not. So,
and remind me, did you get to work with Weili when she was at Fight Ready, or was that more she was doing her own thing?
She was doing her own thing out here. Yeah, I mean, we worked together just a few times, but for the most part, like her camp was very like tight knit.
Yeah, no, I'd imagine, but that's still cool. She came through the gym, which is great. And then just one more thing from UFC 275. We had the co-main event, obviously, with Valentina and Taila Santos. What did you make of that? Because it was a really close fight when it went to the scorecards. There was the headbutt. What did you think of that fight? I was curious.
Man, I definitely thought Santos won that fight. And I understand that from a damage perspective, Valentina won the fight. But also from a control perspective, Santos won the fight. And it was interesting to see Valentina get into such tough positions because I think that was like a big discussion prior to that fight happening, where it was like, we don't know what's going to happen with Valentina. She's always been the hammer in every situation, in every fight, and she's never been the nail. And I feel like in that fight, she really did have to overcome a lot of adversity. And even still towards the later rounds, like she proved why she is the champion. But I still don't think she won that fight. But it was really amazing to see her continue to fight through all 5 rounds.
Yeah, no, it was just a crazy fight. Speaking of crazy fights, let's talk about your fight coming up here next Saturday. You got a 17-fight veteran as an opponent. How do you feel like you match up against her?
I feel like she is, she's going to be a really awesome opponent to be able to step into the cage with. So this is right where I belong right now. And I feel completely prepared for this fight.
Training partners, Tracy Cortez is at your gym. Who else are you getting to work with over there at Fight Ready?
Right now, I have Tabitha Reese in town helping me out.
Awesome.
So, yes, she's one of my awesome friends. When she's got fights coming up, I go out to her. So it's really cool to have her here with me. Kyle Estrada is one of my closest training partners right now. He's also going to be in my corner. And we have some really amazing high caliber wrestlers that are here, some amazing strikers. So it's just, I have a really awesome camp.
Yeah, and a good mix too. I'm sure some up and comers too, giving you that different look, different push, right? Which is good. I think people, when you think of training camp, you think of the sort of the household names, but it's those up and comers too that'll really give you a good look too, because they're still proving themselves, right?
Oh, they're hungry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you said it.
Let me add. They're like a dog on a chain. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Imagine weight cuts going well. You're not. I know you don't have to cut a ton of weight, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely one of the bigger 115s out of the division. So, but weight cuts right on par with where I always am right now. So, yes, we're right where we need to be.
You mentioned Kyle being in your corner. Who else is going to be in the cage with you that night?
Mr. Santino DeFranco, who is my head coach and a complete savant when it comes to MMA. Yes, it's such an honor to be coached by him every time.
Good stuff. And how do you envision the fight playing out on June 25th?
Fireworks, baby. Keep your eyes peeled.
There you go.
Blink. Shit happens fast.
Yeah. And do you want, again, not looking past next Saturday, but do you want to keep active this year? Is that kind of the plan? Maybe getting 1, maybe 2 more fights in this year? Or what's sort of the outlook for the rest of the year?
100%. I do want to get at least 1 for sure, if not 2 fights. I think it would be silly not to fight. It's only in the middle of the year right now. But I did make sure that I promised my family that I would go on a family vacation with them, because I haven't done that in so many years. Because I've just been so hungry to continue on this journey with MMA, right? And I promised them once I made it to the UFC, I'll go on a family vacation. So we're going to Greece at the end of June and beginning of August.
That's awesome. Have you been before to Greece?
Yeah, I grew up there when I was younger, and we used to go back every year. So it's kind of like a second home. So amazing. Yeah. I speak Greek fluently. Yeah. Okay. I represent Greece when I walk out for the UFC too.
Yeah. No, I know that. I didn't know if I actually didn't know that you grew up there. How long did you live there?
Until I did the kindergarten out there, and when I moved back to America, I actually couldn't even speak English. So even though I went to first grade, I had to go back to kindergarten and then do half a day in first, half day kindergarten, and then I was in first grade officially. So yeah, I'm really Greek, man.
Yeah. Is that how you talk to your parents? Is just in Greek? Greek?
No, I still speak to them in English, but yeah, I understand Greek perfectly. I speak Greek still, and I still eat Greek food. I go to Greek dances. I break plates at Greek weddings,
There you go. Yeah, of course, the mandatory things. What does that mean though? Because there's not a lot of sort of high level MMA fighters that are Greek, right? I think Andre Michelinas is one. I was trying to think of some others that are there. So that must be cool to represent.
Christos is one.
Oh yeah, that's right too. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So that's cool. That's got to feel good that you represent not only being an American but also Greece as well.
It's such a big deal to me, and my papu thinks it's the coolest thing in the world, and he's the most important guy in my life. So I'm always so happy to be able to put a smile on his face.
Do you get a lot of Greek fans as well, like MMA fans hitting you up and just supporting you and all that, feeling the love from them?
Actually, yeah, I do. And it's so awesome. I'm like, yo, let's go. Yes.
Yeah. Good. That's awesome. Downtime, what's that looking like during camp? I know you like hiking and stuff. What else you been up to?
I love hiking. I like reading books. I like going shopping and trying to pet some puppies in between. That's been a big theme for me today. I literally woke up and I was like, I want to go pet some puppies.
So where do you go? The pet store?
Yeah, actually. Okay. Or actually people bring their dogs to the gym sometimes too. That's always exciting for me. I'm like, yes, thank you so much.
That's cool.
Yeah, there isn't much downtime though. I
know it's all camp. Yeah.
Honestly, yes.
What are you reading? You mentioned books. Anything interesting you're getting into?
Ooh, that's my secrets. Yes. I read a lot of self-development type of books, but
Okay, cool.
yes. So have you ever heard of the Four Agreements?
Yeah, of course. I've read it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. And then
Mhm.
also Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty has been a good one that I've read recently as well. So
Okay.
yes.
The reason I asked is because
I try
I'm
to keep
always
my
looking.
books close to my heart.
Well, no,
So
why do you like keeping it a secret though? I'm just curious about that.
it's not so much a secret as it's like it's for me, you know, like I'm a
Right.
writer as well. Like I write a lot of poetry and I
Mhm.
don't share any of it, you know, like
Okay.
my reading, like that's like for me, like because I share so much with the world
Mhm.
that I feel like there's some things that like I get to keep, you know,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
like one of those things for me, you know.
Okay. No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning. We've done how many interviews? I'm always learning something new. So I
So
always find this
many.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. No, because I'm the same way. Like I'm more the opposite. I'm like, if I hear about a book, I want to tell other people about it. But you're kind of like, well, although you did reveal that you're reading that you have read the Four Agreements. So at least we're on the
Yeah.
same page there. Because I feel like reading is something that's so important that a lot of people don't do because we're so caught up in social media, you know?
Yes, social media, you know, things like Netflix, like things are, I mean, the world today is designed to suck your attention, you know, and to
Yeah.
bring you into whatever that little sphere is that they're trying to grab you into. And yeah, and I feel like when you get to read a book or when you get to write or when you get to just be creative, that's your time to be everything that you want to be in that space, you know, and nobody else owns that but you. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess, and that's probably why for me, like, I don't speak about like what books I'm reading as much as
Mhm.
like that I do read. Like, I love reading, I love meditating, I love taking those moments, you know, like I like doing float tanks, yeah, like massages in between and just like taking time to fully completely decompress with no expectation of anybody else.
And making time for interviews, Vanessa. I appreciate it. It's UFC Fight Night, June 25th. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, thank you so much to God, man. Jesus Christ, right there. And come check out my social media, Little Monster Demo. I put everything on there, a lot of the craziness, a lot of laughs in between. So if you guys want to come along the journey with me on Fight Week, I'm going to post as much as I can.